Hey there. Welcome to Everyday Glow. I am Aileen,
And this is Sangeeta.
and we are on a mission to make wellness a journey, not a destination.
As a coach, I have had the privilege of helping my clients through where they are and where they want to be.
As a working mom, I found my glow by researching the facts and myths of the wellness industry and making solutions applicable to real, busy family life.
Together, we are going to make wellness totally doable and sparkle.
So turn up the volume, tune out the negativity, and let's glow.
Tell us about why your sauna have been different colors. What are the various benefits?
Okay, so each one of these saunas are unique in the sense that they're all 9x8 saunas. So there's enough room for 2 dudes, 3 females to go in there and do a workout together even. But one of the things that really draws people is the chromo light therapy. And most of our people love the red light. And the reason being is because the red light depends on the wavelengths. I shouldn't say depends, but that is the mechanism of action. The length of those waves, infrared can penetrate furthest. We can't see the infrared, but the red light can penetrate about 6 centimeters into the skin. When it does that, it hits the fibroblasts. So when you think about something like fibromyalgia or something like that, it's hitting those nerve endings. But the reason why most people love the red light is because of the anti-inflammatory properties that it brings. So when it hits those fibroblasts, it helps to decrease inflammation, but it also helps to produce collagen in the skin, which most of our ladies, that's what they're looking for. If you have that red light on, creates collagen, keeps the skin looking young, and that's what most people will go in there for. There are also green light. Green light has been shown in both rat and human studies to bring migraines down. If you suffer from migraines, it took the frequency from 16 per month down to about 6 per month. And it took the magnitude of the migraine from an 8.5 on the pain scale of 1 to 10 down to a 3.5. The green light is great for migraines. The blue light is interesting. I don't know as though it's not a wide population that I would suggest the blue light to. We get enough blue light in our everyday most of the time. But blue light is great for resetting the circadian rhythm. So if you were a night shift worker or if you had a real bad night of sleep or something like that, to come in early in the morning and then get into the sauna at 7 o'clock in the morning, get that blue light shining, it's going to reset your circadian rhythm so that you then can have a good night's sleep that night.
Oh,
It's very cool.
Yeah.
and I like the migraine one, the light green one.
Yeah. And then there's yellow light, which helps with lymphatic drainage. A lot of this there are studies out there, and we have to be able to point to something. And I think that these studies are good. I also think that getting in there and experiencing it and knowing, you said knowing yourself and everything, you're going to know yourself better than a doctor. I think that's one of the biggest things is we always preach, know thyself. And what do you need? And so I think getting in the sauna, trying those out, and then seeing what it does for you and what your objective is, that's the biggest thing. So it gives an array of objectives there. So
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was light therapy for lymphatic drainage, but now
neither did I until I got these saunas. I was paying a pretty penny for these saunas. And when they came in and set them up the first time, I was like, I'm paying a lot of money. These things better be good. And then they set up the first one. I was like, yo, okay, here we go. Giddy up. So I was very pleased. They were great. The light therapy has been very beneficial.
And
That's
I have
awesome.
only heard good things about hot baths. Yeah.
Good. Thank you. It's good to hear.
So, can you tell us some of the more surprising statistics about sauna use and sauna bathing that our listeners would be surprised to hear?
Saunas have such a cascading effect on an array of functions in the body that it's really tough to pin down one area. But if you look at the studies, most of these studies are done in Finland. In Finland, they have more saunas than they do cars. Everybody in Finland is using the sauna. And when they did a bunch of these studies, the problem that they found was they were comparing people that went to the sauna 4 to 7 times per week versus people that went 1 time per week. And the reason being is because they didn't have a high enough control group of people that didn't use the saunas to compare 4 to 7 times versus something that was a 0, that control. And so they're comparing a good to a good. And so when you look at some of those statistics, they're even bigger than what they appear on paper. So for instance, if you look at all-cause mortality, they followed something like 2,600 men over the course of 10 years in Finland. And they found that if you went to the sauna 4 to 7 times per month, your risk of cardiovascular event dropped by 50% and your all-cause mortality dropped by 47%. Insane. But again, you're comparing a good to a good. So it's not like smoking where like you're comparing a smoker to a non-smoker. But when you're dropping all-cause mortality risk by 47% and you're comparing good to good, it is so profound, the effects, I think. And then from there you get into Alzheimer's drops by 70%, and that comes back to the metabolic functions of the body and how you become more insulin sensitive. So diabetics will greatly benefit from these saunas. You have depression drops by huge numbers, and the reason with that is because when you get into the sauna, if you can take one idea from this, it is that when you go into the sauna, it doesn't matter if you're sitting, you're exercising. Your body recognizes that as a small stressor, and it is exercising, even if you're not doing anything in the sauna. So that stressor, the sauna, creates BDNF in the brain. BDNF is brain-derived neurotropic factor. And what that does is it's basically like Miracle-Gro for the synapses in the brain. So your neural connections are growing within the brain, which is why you see dementia, Alzheimer's go down. People are happier, less depressed when they come out of the sauna. And that's because of these functions that are going on inside the body that most people, they never know. They just go in the sauna and then they come out, they're like, oh, I feel good. This is nice. And it's yeah, that's great and everything, but understand what's going on. There are so many layers to this. And maybe you don't have to understand really what's going on, but there is such a cascading effect of saunas that it affects everything in the body. Like I said before, in the hierarchy of wellness, it goes sleep, exercise, nutrition, and with those three, you're going to sleep better because you're exercising. You're going to sleep better because your core temperature is going to drop. You're going to be getting the exercise that you're looking for. And then even on a nutritional level, you become more insulin sensitive. So even that glucose that you take in, those carbohydrates, whatever it may be, now we can actually push that into the cells with less insulin. So you're becoming more efficient in the body and you're burning a lot of this energy. It is the lowest hanging fruit out there, because it's going to hit all three phases of the three most important portions of health, and you're going to knock them all out in one 30-minute session.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, again, this is why I thought we're doing well, don't get me wrong, but I look at everything very optimistically. That's why I don't bet anymore, because this is a surefire thing, surefire, right? But like when I was setting up Hotbox, I was thinking to myself, people are going to be tripping over each other trying to get into these saunas. And we've had a good crowd, and our retention rate is about 95%. If you go, you keep coming back. And I think once people experience it and start to understand it, they're gonna be like, okay, this is easy money, let's go.
So can you tell us about the different types of saunas? I understand there's like steam saunas and wood burning and all those different types. What are the differences? Like, why are there different types?
I always tell people we're splitting nerd hairs in the sense that they all accomplish the same thing in different manners. So I have a wood burning stove and sauna at my house. I had some of the Amish guys built me a shed, and then they dropped it off in my lawn. I insulated the whole thing, put this rock wall up and this big Cadillac of stoves. And so that is a wood burning sauna, and now with the wood burning sauna, it's going to heat you from the outside in. It's essentially just being in an oven. And so when I go in my sauna at my house, it'll be 180, 190 degrees. Wow. And it's hot. It gets up there. But when you go into an infrared sauna, because of the wavelength, it can penetrate the body deeper. And what essentially happens is that you heat the body from the inside out. So the opposite of the wood burning sauna. Most of the studies have been done on wood burning saunas. Most, not all. But most of them have been done on wood burning saunas, but they both do the same thing at the end of the day, and that is to activate your heat shock proteins, your immune system gets better, metabolic functioning gets better. All of this cascading happens regardless of what type you're in. At my house, my wood burning sauna, I love the wood burning sauna at my house, My wife hates it because of all the wood chips and everything else, and she's a clean freak. But the saunas at Hotbox, now you've got a very clean room that, is wiped down with all the essential oils and everything else. That's where my wife comes in. And so it's the same thing, only by different means, how you get there.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Your Facebook is filled with photos of clients doing Pilates or yoga or cardio or strength training while sauna bathing. Why is that?
So when you go into the sauna, and especially if this is your first time, and this is where I kind of scare some people off, but if you go into the sauna for the first time, it's like you get to a point. Each one of these saunas comes with a TV in there. And I'll use my wife and I as an example. We will crank that thing up to 165 and try to get through an hour-long program. You know what I mean? If you're just sitting there. But it gets to the point where you're stressed. Like, you're getting hot, you're exercising. And if you just step out of the sauna, a lot of times what you'll find is that you're drowning in the shallow end of the pool. All you had to do is put your feet down. And I lost my train of thought. What was the question again?
So people are doing yoga, Pilates, or cardio while doing the sauna.
So even if you're just sitting there, you're getting the exercise mimetic. However, if you do any sort of exercise in the sauna, now it's no longer a math problem of addition where it's 3 + 3 is 6. Now what's actually happening is you're getting a multiplication problem. So now you're going 3 × 3. So your benefits are going to be that much more exponential. And like, I love, personally, I'll do EMOMs every minute on the minute, just a different exercise every minute. And I might bang out like 5 or 10 reps of whatever it may be. It might be a body weight squat. But then if you can do that, you can do band work where I'll put it over one shoulder and then the opposite foot. I'm doing Bulgarian split squats. My wife loves to get on the Les Mills app. And with the Les Mills app, you've got like body pump, you've got yoga, Pilates, all these different things. And the reason being is because if you exercise, if you get to the point where you say to yourself like, okay, I've come in here and I've shown myself that I can make it for 30 minutes at 130 degrees. I know I can do this. But now if you come in and you actually work out, the benefits just get exponentially bigger. And that's one of the things I like about Hotbox is that we meet you where you are. If it's a first time that you have ever been in the sauna, or if you're 70 years old and this is the first time that you've exercised in 20 years, we're there. But if you're a little bit, a little crazy and everything, and you want to get in there and pretend you're John Jones and you're shadow boxing and stuff, we're there for you too.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it hits every level. We had a female from Madrid just this summer where she was trying to make the Olympics for, I believe it was the marathon. She was a distance runner, and she was going in there, and she was getting, after her workout, she would go in there, and she was looking for blood plasma levels to increase. And because of that, your VO2 max would increase. So it all depends on where you are, but we can meet everybody from an Olympic trials athlete to the 70-year-old that hasn't worked out in 20 years. So
That's amazing.
So it's for everybody.
Yeah. Very cool. You have the rest of the questions. I have to wrap up.
How does sauna bathing work with a healthy lifestyle to improve quality of life?
It just, the number one is it puts you to sleep. I own 3 businesses: Hotbox, 3S Training, and then I also give sleep presentations throughout the state to a lot of high schools, New York State Middle School, Principals Association, stuff like that. And with all of these businesses, they all tie into each other because you're hitting every single aspect. You're getting that sleep, which I think is number one, and so many people struggle with, and it shouldn't be a struggle.
Yeah.
And we sleep for a third of our lives, and yet we rarely talk about it. We just expect to magically it's going to happen every single night. And with everything, you have to look back at, okay, if this is for the progeneration of the species, then what is it that Mother Nature is doing here? And while you're sleeping, you are prone to attack. You're not finding any food. You're not procreating. So why would Mother Nature do this? And it's not because, but if I had to make an observation, we do some really stupid things as humans, but at the same time, we also fly in tubes thousands of feet in the air. And I understand elephants and dolphins are really smart, but they don't have the internet. So I think that with the sauna helping you to sleep, helping your metabolic health, and then your exercise. It hits so many aspects of your life and from so many different ways that you'd be hard pressed to find something that's going to do that outside of the saunas. It's just easy money.
Wow.
What first piqued your interest in sauna bathing?
I think I've been in saunas probably since I was about 20 years old and everything. I've gone in and out, but never
That was
really.
my second question you answered. Thank you.
But never serious. And then when my wife was, during COVID and everything, we were traveling the country. She was a traveling nurse. And I found this one place out in Iowa City when we were there. And I walked in and I was like, what is this place? Is this a restaurant? Like, I was looking for food probably, I don't know. But, and they're like, no, it's saunas. Like, you can work out in the saunas. Okay. And so I started to do it and I was like, this is amazing. This is crazy how good this is. And I was getting my master's in exercise science at that time. And we had to write a paper. And I decided I was going to write this paper on saunas and heat shock proteins. And I started doing the research and I'm like, this is insane. And so then when I thought to myself, I knew that eventually I wanted to come back to the North Country. I wanted to live on the St. Lawrence River. That is my dream. I love that river. I'm a river rat. But I said to myself, we live in Siberia. It's cold for 8 months out of the year. It's freezing. So why don't we have this in the North Country? And especially seeing how it can hit everybody, why aren't we doing this? And so when I got into those saunas, I knew the first thing I was going to do at my house was to put a sauna in there. And that's how I had the Amish guys come out and drop that shed off. But then I said to myself, like, this is stupid. This shouldn't just be for me. And I was having things like with my athletes where I would have my athletes, we would do a workout at my house and then we'd get in the sauna and then we'd get into the river and then back in the sauna and stuff like that. And it just kept coming back to these kids all get it. They love it. Like, why couldn't this work in the North Country? And so that's what started the idea. I started saying to my buddies, I'm on a chain where we talk about lifting weights and all this other stuff all the time. I started saying to them, like, I think I'm going to open up a sauna shop. And they're like, the health industry is really tough to get into, Sarge. It's really tough. Or I don't know if people are going to go for saunas. And I'm like, okay. And then the next thing you know, they're like, yeah, my gym has a sauna. I've been going in there 3 times a week. It's awesome. And then one by one, they fell like dominoes. And I was like, I've got something here. So I stashed away every single dollar like a squirrel with nuts. And I just said, this is happening. So that's what brought me to this point with Hotbox.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Your
So.
determination is leading you where you are right now.
Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but
Okay, that's right.
yeah.
Can you tell, one more question I have, what are some of the short and long-term effects, whether you have noticed with you yourself or with your clients?
Short-term effects I'm surprised right now because I would say 90 to 95% of our clientele is females. And that does make sense. You can see this every single winter in the North Country. The husband and the wife going over to the thermostat, husband turns it down, wife turns it up.
Oh.
And the reason being is oftentimes because females have less red blood cells as compared to men, which is why they typically would like to run hotter. And so, what was that question again?
Long-term and
Oh, the
short-term.
long-term and short-term. So with the short-term effects, if we all went into a sauna today, we would all see a spike in our testosterone. Even females are going to be producing testosterone, just not nearly as much as the men. With you guys would see a small bump. I would see a big spike. And that would be like the short-term benefit. And the crazy thing, though, is that the females, even though they're only getting that slight uptick in the testosterone, their androgen receptor sites are going to be turned on. So what happens is they can use more of the testosterone that they actually are producing in their own body. So when you think about that long, lean, athletic female, she's going to have high androgen receptor sites. And that's what's one of the short-term benefits of the sauna, is that you're going to get that benefit whether you're a male or a female. Males, we're going to see not only that huge shot in testosterone, which is why I thought guys would be all in the sauna. I'm 45. I'm trying to hold on to everything that Mother Nature's given me. So I want that testosterone. I look at some of these 18-year-olds that I work with, And I'm just like, oh, the benefits. This is what Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds used to go down to Mexico for, and you're getting it for free from Mother Nature every single night. And the guys, there's a huge benefit in that testosterone and the upping of the androgen receptor sites. Long term, it's very simple. Like you're going to be sleeping more, so you're going to be healthier. You're going to be exercising when you go in the sauna. Find me the articles that say that those two things aren't the pinnacle of health. And then you get into the nutritional and metabolic factors, and it's like you're killing 3 birds with 1 stone here. It's tough to
You
beat.
just pinpoint everything that I like it.
Yeah.
I love
Awesome.
sleeping. When it's like 9, I'm like, it's getting lit. Like, I need to be in a bed right now.
I saw a meme the other day. It was like, welcome to your 40s, where some of your friends will look like they're 60, some of your friends will look like they're 20. Some of your friends will be grandparents, some will be parents, some will have no kid whatsoever. Some of them will still be going out and getting drunk at the bar every single weekend, and some of them will be going to bed at 9 o'clock. I am a 9 o'clocker.
Yeah.
too.
I'm an 8 o'clocker, but I get up at 3.
Yeah, so,
I love being in a bed. Even if I just lay down,
yeah.
it's the best feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a question for you that was left by our previous guest interview without knowing who you were or who they are. If you could change one message that's being told in the wellness field currently, what would it be and why?
I've already ruined my answer with
That's okay.
females and lifting.
Make
Don't-
that louder.
Yeah.
I like it.
The number one should be that females should be lifting weights. It is good for you, ladies, lift the weights. Which I think to each their own, and I'm a big libertarian. I always say you do you, boo. But I think that one of the things that has really changed for me, and I've been mulling this over in my head, supplements, right?
Yeah.
To me, if you have the best way to get all micronutrients, your vitamins and minerals, the best way to get your micronutrients is through your food. It is what our ancestors would have done many moons ago.
Exactly.
If you can get it all through food, then you're set. Now, then the next question, is your diet good enough to get all of your nutrients just from food? I know personally, there's no way I'm getting enough magnesium. Therefore, I'll supplement with magnesium. I think if I was going to suggest one supplement, I think that creatine is by far the best supplement, and the reason being is
And I take that every day.
and I got some in my water right now is because and one of the reasons why I have some in my water right now is because there are 3 levels to this. One, you have 3 different energy systems that we will run on. Your creatine phosphagen energy system is anything that is less than 10 seconds. So any short bursts, any movement whatsoever starts with the creatine phosphagen energy system. You usually have about 4 to 5 times as many creatine stores in your body as you do ATP. That creatine then helps to make more ATP to make you go.
There is a misconception that a creatine should be only taken by men too. Have you
Yes,
heard that?
and this is why. So from an energy standpoint, in a weight room or exercise standpoint, it just gives you the ability to create more energy. And it's naturally produced in your body every single day. Could we get it through food? Yes. If you ate a steak every single day, a 12 ounce, you're going to get about 100 milligrams. That's a ton. Now, the reason why I think it's athletically, that's my number one. However, if you then look at females specifically in endurance athletes, what they found is that creatine is great for them because it was always, like you said, men that want to bench press more.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, even with the endurance runners and females, what they found is that creatine can actually create osteoblasts. So it helps in recovery for the endurance athlete, but it also comes back to that bone density, peak bone density for females. So I always recommend that to people. And then the third thing is, which is really wild that they've come out with in the last 5 to 10 years, is creatine. They're finding that it crosses the blood-brain barrier in that your brain can actually function at a higher cognitive level. So they started this with Alzheimer's and dementia patients, and they found that they were scoring higher on cognitive tests, and they were like, well, wow, this is great. What's going on here? And they realized that it was crossing the blood-brain barrier. And then they started to try it with people that had concussions. So now you're using it in professional athletes, then high school athletes that had concussions, and they're finding that they're healing better. The brain is healing with this creatine. And then they started even putting it into like regular folks, adults, and they were finding that they again processing at a higher level. So then they even started to do it with kids, and the tests, it runs the gamut. you are functioning on a higher cognition level with creatine. You're creating osteoblasts. And if you're also working out, it's going to help you to work out. It's going to give you a little bit of energy.
Yeah.
Those
I can lift better when I take creatine.
And the things, so say for instance, for shoots and googles, let's say you're doing a squat.
Yeah.
And maybe you're doing a squat with probably a modest 315 pounds on your back. So if you're squatting and maybe you would normally get 4 reps of that, now all of a sudden you hit a 5th rep.
Exactly.
That 5th rep isn't going to make a huge difference that day, but when you take that and you put it out over the course of a month, 6 months,
It's
a year,
yeah.
now
Yeah.
those all compounding effect,
And
those
you're
all
so
go up.
focused. I don't know.
Yes.
So focused because of that, I think.
Yeah, and that is that cognition level and the ability to focus. Yeah,
That's awesome.
so
I need to find out what creatine you guys are taking, because Garrett and I both tried it once, and we got, I don't know what the brand
Mine
was.
is
It was
not flavored.
gross.
No,
Yeah.
mine is
It
not
was
flavored.
neither.
Mine is. I don't feel it.
you know, there's been a lot of debate as of recent amongst the nerds. And again, what are the huge? Is there a huge swing or is there not? I don't know. It's kind of the nerds arguing over infrared versus wood fired. We're doing great here, folks. But the normal answer would be creatine monohydrate. It's very easy to make, and therefore that's why it's so cheap. You can get a off-brand Walmart version, and the only thing that you're worried about there is, are there any impurities in this
Filler ingredients.
fillers and stuff like that, and what were they mixing it in beforehand, stuff like that, which is why in most of my supplements I'll go through Thorne, THORNE, and the reason being is because it's third-party tested.
Yes. I take my
Nice.
glutamine
Yep.
through that too, and I love it.
Yeah, very good stuff.
Awesome. So, Chris, please tell our listeners where they can find you. Socials, website, whatever it may be.
On Facebook and on Instagram, you can find us at Hotbox by 3S Training, and you can also find us at 3S Training, both Facebook and Instagram as well.
Chris, do you guys do gift certificates, gift cards?
We do gift certificates, folks. It is the
Christmas is coming.
for real. It is the easiest win. If you are a dude, if you aren't buying your wife a week or a month pass to the saunas, you're missing out. Because everybody wins. If you go to the sauna with wifey or that significant other, it is the easiest Christmas gift win of all time. You're doing a workout, wife's spending quality time with you. Like, I could go through a workout for an hour with another dude and do nothing but grunt. But, like, we'll go in the sauna and I'm getting a workout in and she's just talking away and now she's being heard and I'm getting a workout at the same time. We're killing two birds with one stone, and it's gift certificates are so easy.
We're going to have to talk to Amana, because that's what I want for Christmas
Yeah,
now.
it's easy.
Guys, you heard that?
Yeah, and that's the other thing about Hotbox that's nice is so let's say I send you a gift certificate. Now, when you get this said gift certificate, it comes in your email. It'll be under the Connect, KINEC. They do our door lock system. But now that gift certificate is now in your email, and it doesn't start until the day that you go the first time. And then the other thing that's nice about Hotbox is that we're open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., the hours of the mall.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
you can just go anytime you want. You get to the door, there's an app, you click the app, you click unlock, boom, you are in. And there's a lot of our clients that'll they won't even turn on the lights. They'll leave the lights off, red light in the sauna, and then it's their zen time.
I am so
Yeah.
interested in green light.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the yellow light.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, it was a
Yes,
pleasure.
thank you. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Everyday Glow, where wellness is a journey that we take together. If something lit you up today, share it with a friend, tag us on socials, and give the show a follow so that you can get automated reminders every time a new episode drops.
And remember, your glow isn't something you chase, you choose. Moment by moment, habit by habit. We will see you next time, same place, with same sparkle.
Until then, glow with love.